So, hi guys, today we will discuss about all the natural forces. Natural forces. So, there are four natural forces. First natural force is gravitational force. Gravitational force. Second one is electromagnetic. Electromagnetic force. And then strong nuclear. Strong nuclear force. And lastly, weak nuclear force. So we will try to study all these forces in a detail in a proper manner. So gravitational force is the mutual attraction between any two body. This force is universal force and it is due to the virtue of the masses of the two bodies. Means gravitational force is uh, present everywhere in the universe and this is due to the masses of the two body. Because of their mass the bodies interact with each other and they attract each other, and that force is called gravitational force. So gravitational force, it is important to note that gravitational force is the weakest force in the nature. It is the weakest force in the nature. Means gravitational force is the weakest force among all these forces, among electromagnetic force, a strong nuclear force and weak nuclear force. This gravitational force is the weakest force. And one important point is that it is the it is means its extent is maximum. Means the extent of gravitational force is the maximum among all these forces. Gravitational force influence in a large area, so we can say that its extent is maximum among all these forces. So our second topic is electromagnetic force. Electromagnetic force is the force of attraction. It is the force of attraction between any two bodies by virtue of their charges. So this force is due to the virtue of the charges between two bodies. For example, a body having charge q1 and another body is having a charge q2. So the electromagnetic force of attraction F is directly proportional to the product of their charges q1 into q2, and F is directly proportional to their distance of separation. Means the distance between the two charged bodies is r, suppose, then F is directly proportional to r. So this is called the Coulomb's law. This is called Coulomb's law. Another important point in the electromagnetic force is that like charges repel and unlike charges attract towards each other. So this is an important result of electromagnetic force which you should remember for a better understanding. A strong nuclear force is our next topic. So the force which binds the positively charged protons in the nucleus of a atom. So the force which binds the positively charged protons in the nucleus of an atom is called a strong nuclear force. So here we can see that the nucleus is binded with a force in which the positively charged protons are present. So we have studied in electromagnetic force that positive charges repel each other because they are like charges, so they will repel each other. So a force is required to bind them. That force is called a strong nuclear force, and this force is strongest among all the natural forces. So one important thing is to note that this force is the strongest force among all the natural forces, and this force is 100 times stronger than the electromagnetic force. So this is our nuclear means a strong nuclear force. Now we will pass on to next for natural force, that is weak nuclear force. So weak nuclear force is the force which appears in some phenomenon associated with the atomic structure, in which one phenomena is beta ray decay. During beta ray decay, we can observe the weak nuclear force. Now we have to know that what is beta ray decay. So beta ray decay is nothing but it is a phenomena in which the electrons are emitted from the atom, and one uncharged particle, that is called neutrino. That particle is called neutrino. During beta ray decay, electron and neutrino are ejected from the atom. So we have this force, and from the electrons the from the atom the electrons are emitted. At that time weak nuclear force appears. So weak nuclear force is not as bigger than the gravitational force. It is little stronger than gravitational force, because gravitational force is the weakest force in the nature. So lastly, I would like to conclude this topic by an important note that the order of strength of the natural forces are: first gravitational force, first gravitational force, then weak nuclear force, weak nuclear force, which is stronger than uh, then after weak nuclear force we have this electromagnetic force, and then the strongest force, strong nuclear force. So this is the ascending order of the strength of the natural forces, which may be asked as a one more question. So this is an important aspect which everyone should remember. So thank you.